Sustenance of soil fertility depends largely on replenishing plant nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. You need to put back what you take out. We call this closing the nutrient cycle. It is worthwhile to recirculate local nutrients in the agricultural production cycle because it will lead to higher yields, without dependency on costly imported supplies. This is where bioslurry or compost made from bioslurry can prove its value. Welcome to Suya e-learning for food security climate change, school feeding program, nutrition education for all. When you have bad governance and poor accountability from your local government leaders, then you are doomed to live under control of cartels and fools. We hope you subscribe to our channel YouTube at Suya Mombasa and share this link with your friends or family. The dynamics of poverty within Kenya are changing and directly influence the country's agricultural sector. Currently 46% of the population live on less than $1 a day, 36.5% are food insecure, and 35% of children under 5 are stunted, chronically malnourished, in Kenya. The country's population has increased significantly, growing from 11 million in 1970 to 39.5 million in 2011, and at the current rate of growth, it will be double in the next 27 years, reaching 81 million in 2039. As a result of this rapid increase, land parcels in the areas of high agricultural potential are decreasing in size, affecting food production. According to Food and Agricultural Organization, the FEAR hierarchy provides an exposure treatment plan that identifies specific feared situations that the patient will gradually face and ranks these according to their anxiety scale, Abramovitz, Deacon, and Whiteside, 2011. Building a fear hierarchy requires an accurate assessment of what triggers a people's and public anxiety level. Hope and fear are human motivators. We've seen this throughout the ages, and the hierarchy of needs allows us to see this in action. Who is Maslow, and what is the theory of motivation? Abraham Maslow was an American psychologist who developed a hierarchy of needs to explain human motivation. His theory illustrated that people have specific basic needs that must be met before moving up the hierarchy to pursue more social, emotional, and self-actualization needs. Is poverty a choice or not a choice? Poverty is not a personal choice. It's a policy choice. The problem? Too often, anti-poverty solutions are dismissed because many think poverty is the result of irresponsible decisions or a lack of hard work. But being poor is not a personal failure. Policymakers and powerful interests ignore the reality that our economic system is stacked against low-income families. If you have a full-time job, you should be able to pay for food and rent. It is not acceptable for the minimum wage to be $7.25 for 13 years. Is poverty a choice or not a choice? Poverty is not a personal choice. It's a policy choice. For instance, it is estimated that the importation of 125,000 tons of duty-free cooking oil will cause the government to relinquish an estimated future income of around 3.5 billion Kenyan shillings. The combined opportunity cost value resulting from this import duty exemption may surpass the 8 billion Kenyan shillings that the previous administration spent on the maize flour subsidy in 2022. Government policy enabling environment. Policy regime. Government interventions in the maize market to support domestic production and manage imports is a common occurrence. There is a high level of political sensitivity to maize prices, leading to attempts to support, suppress, or stabilize prices, and often creating uncertainty within the sector. Import volume of maize in Kenya 2016 to 2022. In 2022, the import volume of maize in Kenya slightly increased to 793.8 thousand metric tons, up from 486.5 thousand metric tons in the previous year. It seems there is a deliberate move to continue killing the maize farming in the country, as was seen in the previous regime where even the sugar sector and other farming sectors were killed. It seems that cartels are now back into the business, and this time round, they appear more aggressive and ruthless, Nandi Senator Samson Sharage said. Food security is often defined in terms of food availability, food access, and food utilization, USAID 1995. Food availability is achieved when sufficient quantities of food are consistently available to all individuals within a country. Such food can be supplied through household production, other domestic outputs, commercial imports, or food assistance. Food access is ensured when households and all individuals within them have adequate resources to obtain appropriate food for a nutritional diet. Access depends upon income available to the household, on the distribution of income within the household, and on the price of food. Why the poor are food insecure. Food insecurity results from various factors, some of them generic, such as poor governance and lack of institutional support. Food insecurity can be transitory, when it occurs in times of crisis, seasonal or chronic, when it occurs on a continuing basis. Most often, food insecurity is owing unequal distribution to regions, countries, households, and individuals. Indeed, worldwide there is currently plenty of food, too much sometimes, but the poor are still food insecure. Other factors relate to the different elements of food security already mentioned: unavailability of food because of drought, flood, crop failure, or other disasters, lack of access to food owing inadequate purchasing power, and poor utilization of food because of poor health, poor sewage, or debilitating disease such as AIDS. CSA, or Community-Supported Agriculture, is a unique sales model that better connects customers to the source of their food, while providing local farmers the year-round economic support they need to succeed. Community-Supported Agriculture, CSA, is a way to buy local food directly from a farmer. You purchase a share and become a farm member. The farm delivers a box of seasonal goods regularly throughout the season. However, CSA is much more than just a weekly delivery of food. CSA is a powerful investment in your health, community, and local economy. It's a partnership between farms and consumers that keeps independent businesses thriving, helps families eat seasonal, local produce, and charges farmers and consumers with the responsibility of building a strong, equitable food system. Learn more about CSA. ADC Galana and Kulalu ranches. ADC acquired the ranch in 1989 from the previous owners, Galana Game and Trading Company Limited, who had been running since inception in 1968. From the time ADC took over, it has concentrated on beef ranching, and recently ecotourism activities have been started to supplement the ranching activities. Ecotourism activities include bird shooting, camps, sanctuary. In addition to breeding its own beef animals, the ranch has been involved in the purchase of steers for fattening from the neighboring districts. Work is underway in establishing Galana a disease-free zone for animals destined for export in conjunction with the Ministry of Livestock Development. Other activities include entering into joint ventures in conservation activities with communities, exploit potential of natural resources e.g. honey, minerals, and establishment of horticultural ventures. Eco-tourism has been enhanced to increase the income streams of the ranch.
The waste decomposer is a consortium of few beneficial bacteria, isolated from cow dung and can be easily multiplied with jaggery at farmer level. The waste decomposer exhibit multifaceted uses in agriculture, including in situ composting of crop residues, quick composting of organic wastes, seed dressing, soil irritant, biocontrol agent, biofertilizer, soil health reviver, etc. It is bestowed with virtues such as low cost, easier multiplication, fast growth rate, superior shelf life and broad spectrum activity on phytopathogens. The jaggery propagated waste decomposer indicated the presence of cellulolytic, phosphate and potassium solubilizing, siderophore producing bacteria on selective culture media. The consortium is also abundant in nitrogen-fixing bacteria, Azotobacter, Azospirillum, Rhizobium, Acetobacter, and Pseudomonas fluorescens. The lignocellulolytic action of waste decomposer on the crop residues aids in greenhouse gas mitigation.
Why do we plough our soil? Seed requires two things for germination: moisture that it gets from soil. For this, seed-to-soil contact must be firm. 2. Warmth it gets from sun. For this, we plant seed when temperature is favorable. We plough soil to improve seed-to-soil contact for better germination and eradication of weeds.
आपको मैं जैसा कि दिखाता हूँ अभी, आप खुद ही देख सकते हैं, ये आप देख सकते हैं वो किसी किस्म का भी हमारी इस मशीन में नागा नहीं है। हम ये मशीन अपनी गारंटी में हर ज़मींदार को आप देंगे इंशाल्लाह, वो हमारी गारंटी में ये मशीन लेके जाएं। इस मशीन की प्राइस जो ऑफिशियली आज के दिन में हमने निकाली है 5,40,000 रुपया। ये आपको मकई लगाने वाला प्लांटर मिलेगा खाद वाला बॉक्स लगा के। अगर खाद वाला बॉक्स आप नहीं लगवाते तो 65,000 इसमें से माइनस हो जाएगा। तो ये हमारी फाइनल प्राइस है। बुकिंग करने के लिए आप हमें कॉल कर सकते हैं या हमसे किसी भी तरह रब्ता कर सकते हैं या हमारे पास विज़िट कर सकते हैं। ये मशीन 100% अवेलेबल है और बुकिंग इसकी जारी है। आप किसी भी टाइम हमसे रब्ता कर सकते हैं। इसकी प्रॉपर इन्फॉर्मेशन के लिए आप हमें कॉल कीजिए या हमारे व्हाट्सएप नंबर पे रब्ता कीजिए या हमारे यूट्यूब चैनल पे मैसेजेस कीजिए। हम आपकी खिदमत में इंशाल्लाह पेश होंगे। अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह। आप
Use organic fertilizers, e.g. manures. Organic fertilizers provide microorganisms with a stable food source which then provides long-term slow-release nutrients to the plants. Organic fertilizers have less adverse impact on soil populations, but they should not be considered a substitute for mulching or ground cover. In this age of risk mitigation and cost minimization, we're entering a new era of rehabilitation and revegetation involving regenerative and biological approaches. It's a time to think small and do big things. Soil microbes can play critical roles in mediating plant productivity and increasing soil carbon. A teaspoon of healthy soil contains more soil microorganisms than there are people on the earth. Soil minerals, food for strong plants, animals and people. From Chapter 7 of Healthy Garden Healthy You by Milo Shammars. Minerals make up about 90% of garden soil. Unless we dig up an entire garden and import new soil, and we don't want to do that, mineral soil particles are important for holding onto many plant nutrients. Creating a desirable soil structure enables plant roots to absorb nutrients. With proper attention to the soil, you can build a viable, nutrient-rich environment for growth. Most prominently, deficiencies in iron, zinc, and iodine have the largest negative impact on public health. However, other minerals, including calcium, magnesium, selenium, and fluorine, contribute significantly to the health burden. What is a mineral deficiency? Minerals are specific kinds of nutrients that your body needs in order to function properly. A mineral deficiency occurs when your body doesn't obtain or absorb the required amount of a mineral. The human body requires different amounts of each mineral to stay healthy. Specific needs are outlined in Recommended Daily Allowances, RDA. The RDA is the average amount that meets the needs of about 97% of healthy people. They can be obtained from food, mineral supplements, and food products that have been fortified with extra minerals. A deficiency often happens slowly over time and can be caused by a number of reasons. An increased need for the mineral, lack of the mineral in the diet, or difficulty absorbing the mineral from food are some of the more common reasons. There will come a time when only those that know how to plant will be eating. Chief Oran Lions. If you like African food systems content, please subscribe and share our channel with your friends and family, or if you're new here, hit the subscribe button so you make sure to never miss our weekly presentation podcast. Agriculture is tool to create health, wealth, shelter, protect environment, food, nutrition and basic skills development for our local communities. Lack of iron in the body. You may notice pale skin and cold hands and feet. Iron deficiency anemia can also cause you to feel dizzy or lightheaded. Occasionally, it can cause chest pain, a fast heartbeat and shortness of breath. Iron deficiency can cause you to have unusual cravings for non-food items such as ice, dirt or paper. Lack of calcium in the body. A long-term calcium deficiency can lead to dental changes, cataracts, alterations in the brain, and osteoporosis, which causes the bones to become brittle. However, calcium deficiency may cause no early symptoms. It is usually mild, but without treatment, it can become life-threatening.
When you are looking after your plants, what you don't see is as important as what you do see. You notice your plants do not grow well despite giving them the right nutrients. Why? That depends on your soil's pH. Soil pH is the measure of the acidity or alkalinity of your soil. Either too much alkalinity or excessive acidity is harmful. For healthy plants, the pH should be somewhere between 6.2 and 7. Alkaline soil, or higher pH, is typically due to excess calcium carbonate developing in dry environments. Acidic soil, or lower pH, is typically due to fertilizer use, rainfall, and decomposition of organic matter. Imbalanced pH leads to less healthy plants, lower yields, and less healthy food for us to consume. Bacteria plays a critical role in the soil's ecosystem. Good bacteria breaks down essential nutrients. Without these, plants cannot grow healthily. Without good bacteria, minerals and nutrients get bound or stuck to the soil and are worthless to the plants because the plants cannot absorb them. High soil pH binds the nutrients to the soil, leaving minerals such as aluminum and manganese dormant, leading to yellowing of leaves. When soil pH is low, minerals such as magnesium and phosphorus are less available. This nutrient deficiency appears as black spots on leaves, fruits, and vegetables. Dolomite is a naturally occurring limestone rock comprised mainly of magnesium and calcium. Dolomite helps raise the soil's pH so the good bacteria can do their job. This means less fertilizer is wasted because the soil is releasing more nutrients to the plants. Dolomite contains calcium, which helps plant cells absorb and retain essential minerals and nutrients and makes the plants stronger. And it also contains magnesium, which is part of the chlorophyll in all green plants and essential for photosynthesis. Magnesium also helps activate plant enzymes needed for healthy growth. Conduct a soil test to determine how much dolomite to use. Then simply sprinkle super fertile superior dolomite onto the topsoil. Alternatively, a super fertile dolomite rod is inserted into the soil. This slowly releases nutrients over a long period of time. For superior plant growth solutions, please visit www.super-fertile.com.
Copper is required for many enzymatic activities in plants and for chlorophyll and seed production. Deficiency of copper can lead to increased susceptibility to diseases like ergot, which can cause significant yield loss in small grains. What are the diseases caused by deficiency of copper in plants? The correct answer is exanthema. Exanthema disease is a deficiency symptom of copper in the plant, produced by soil factors and brought about by soil microorganisms, as they attack the roots and produce harmful substances. It causes the yield of gums on the bark and affects the fruit-bearing capacity of the tree. Copper intensifies the color and flavor of vegetables and enhances the color of flowers. Since copper is immobile, the symptoms of the deficiency appear in the new leaves. An excess of some of the other micronutrients is often indirectly responsible for a copper deficiency in plants. If the deficiency is left untreated, it can eventually result in the death of the plant. Calcium in bacteria. Calcium is essential for bacterial maintenance, involving cell integrity, motility, and metabolism. The binding of extracellular calcium to bacterial surfaces normally stabilizes bacterial membranes, inhibits biofilm dispersion, and serves as a vital source for cytoplasm and extracellular fluid. Why do bacteria need calcium? It has been found that calcium ions are involved in the maintenance of cell structure, motility, transport and cell differentiation processes such as sporulation, heterocyst formation, and fruiting body development. In addition, a number of calcium-binding proteins have been isolated in several prokaryotic organisms. What is the role of calcium in bacterial transformation? Calcium chloride imparts a positive charge to the cell wall. Since DNA is a negatively charged molecule, the positive charge on the cell wall imparted by calcium chloride helps the DNA to get attracted towards the cell, and hence ensures a higher efficiency of successful transformants. Calcium, in the form of calcium pectate, is responsible for contributing to the building of cell walls in plants. When calcium is deficient, new tissue such as root tips, young leaves, and shoot tips often have improper cell wall formation, causing visual distortion in new growth. Solutions to infections and attacks. Remember that these fungi and pests are attracted to plants with a low pH. Calcium, lime, soft carbon, and microbes for plant growth and soil health. Calcium is the insect's enemy. Young leaves have less calcium than spur leaves, so the aphids go after them. Eliminating pest and disease. Increase mineral uptake and balance with silicic acid. Raise the internal pH of the plant by providing more bioavailable forms of calcium and potassium. Increase the Brix level by providing absorbable L-amino acids and increasing mineralization within the plant. The advantages of bio-slurry as fertilizer. Bio-slurry is a natural fertilizer that contains a lot of nutrients. With these nutrients, bio-slurry has the advantage of improving soil structure. So, it is very suitable for land in productive areas which slowly becomes unproductive. Bio-slurry is a natural fertilizer that can bind soil nutrients and loosen hard soil. Cow dung acts as medium for the growth of beneficial microbes. Cow's urine provides nitrogen, which is essential for the plant growth. Milk provides protein, fat, carbohydrate, amino acid and calcium. Curd provides lactobacillus, which act as a catalyst in the digestion of organic wastes. Ghee provides vitamin A and B, calcium and fat, Saritha and Vijaya Kumari, 2013.
What bacteria is in a cow's stomach? Rumen microbes include the protozoa, bacteria and fungi that live inside the rumen, one of the cow's 4 stomach compartments. In just 1 liter of rumen fluid, you can find 25 billion bacteria, 10 million protozoa and 10,000 fungi. Cow dung microflora includes about 60 bacterial species dominating by Bacillus sp, Corynebacterium sp, Lactobacillus sp, few fungal sp, Aspergillus and Trichoderma, about 100 species of protozoa, nitrogen fixing, and 2 yeasts as well as plant growth promoting bacteria. Cow urine contains 95% water, 2.5% urea, minerals, 24 types of salts, hormones, and 2.5% enzymes. Mean cow urine pH in cows was 8.10, ranging from 7.27 to 8.71.
What you did to that calf from day one, then you realize you are getting 1,400 shillings per day. Faida kubwa sana ya ng'ombe ni kitu kinaitwa cow dung. Na kusema tu ukweli, manure can make you richer than milk. Manure can make you richer than cows. Manure can make you richer than even all of those combined. Let me take you through this. Ukichukua tu cow dung, uko na eka moja. Uchukue cow dung, uweke hapo tani moja mwezi huu kwa eka moja shamba. Tena next month uweke tani nyingine ya manure. Tena mwezi wa 3 uweke tani nyingine ya manure. Mwezi wa 12 uwe umeweka tani 12 za manure kwa eka moja. Nani anaweza kuniambia kwamba akitaka kupanda mahindi katika hilo shamba atahitaji mbolea? Pili, nataka ujue hivi. Ng'ombe anatoa between 30 and 66 kg ya mbolea kila siku. Ng'ombe machua anatoa between 30 and 66 kg ya manure per day. Ikikauka wacha tu tuchukue an average of 40 kilos per day. How many kilos? 40 within 24 hours. In a year, in a month, itakuwa 40 times 30. Inakuja ngapi? 1200. Tuseme tu ni 1000. Tuseme ni 1000. Hiyo ni mbolea. Hiyo 1000 kila mwezi, mwaka mzima ng'ombe moja atakupea kilo ngapi? 12 tons. Sawa. In neighboring county here, there's a guy who was once a minister of agriculture in a county government. Go check. He used to collect every kilo of the manure from his yard. Anaikausha vizuri. Anaiweka kwa hii kisiagi tu ya kusiaga chakula ya ng'ombe. Anaweka kwa gunia. 50 kilos alikuwa anauza 2,500. Kwanza tuliona 12 tons, 12,000 kg divided by 50 kg. How many bags are those? 240 bags of cow dung kutoka kwa ng'ombe 240 bags times 2,500.
What is the purpose of a biogas digester? A biogas digester uses natural anaerobic decomposition of organic matter under controlled conditions. The digester is usually a large, sealed container for the organic matter, e.g. manure from livestock or poultry, green waste from agriculture, sewage or food waste. Decomposers. These are the organisms that break down organic matter from dead plants and animals into the inorganic components, like carbon and nitrogen, that are necessary for life. The inorganic matter then returns to the soil and water as nutrients that can be used by producers anew, continuing the cycle. Decomposers are also called saprotrophs, from the Greek sapros, or rotten, because they feed on rotting organic matter. Examples of decomposers include bacteria, fungi, earthworms, and some insects. Temperature range of anaerobic fermentation. Anaerobic fermentation is in principle possible between 3 degrees Celsius and approximately 70 degrees Celsius. Differentiation is generally made between 3 temperature ranges. The psychrophilic temperature range lies below 20 degrees Celsius. The mesophilic temperature range between 20 degrees Celsius and 40 degrees Celsius. the thermophilic temperature range between 40 degrees Celsius and 55 degrees Celsius. Ideal temperature 20 to 28 degrees Celsius. If the temperature of the biomass is below 15 degrees Celsius, gas production will be so low that the biogas plant is no longer economically feasible. Substrate and timing needed for end process. For liquid manure undergoing fermentation in the mesophilic temperature range, the following approximate values apply. Liquid cow manure, 20 to 30 days. Liquids pig manure, 15 to 25 days. Liquid chicken manure, 20 to 40 days. Animal manure mixed with plant material, 50 to 80 days. pH value. The methane-producing bacteria live best under neutral to slightly alkaline conditions. Once the process of fermentation has stabilized under anaerobic conditions, the pH will normally take on a value of between 7 and 8.5. If the pH value drops below 6.2, the medium will have a toxic effect on the methanogenic bacteria. Biogas can be defined as the result of decomposition by the anaerobic bacteria, specifically known as methanogens, which results in methane production. Methane is the primary content of biogas. Anaerobic bacteria like bacteroids, bifidobacterium and prevotella decompose the wastes and produce biogas. There will come a time when only those that know how to plant will be eating. Chief Oran Lions. If you like African food systems content, please subscribe and share our channel with your friends and family, or if you're new here, hit the subscribe button so you make sure to never miss our weekly presentation podcast. Agriculture is tool to create health, wealth, shelter, protect environment, food, nutrition and basic skills development for our local communities.